Hello folks, welcome back to Canada's Boxing Channel. Indeed, it has been a busy day today. Well, for me. Hardly really. Retired guy making YouTube videos. But anyways, this is something that I would suggest you take with a pinch of salt. It's not verified officially. I'm reading from the UK newspaper The Sun, so take what you will from that, but it says that Joe Joyce will fight dangerous super sub Filip Hergovic on April the 5th. The 39-year-old Putney heavyweight was scheduled to face Dillian Whyte in Manchester, but 36-year-old Brixton brawler, that would be Dillian Whyte, pulled out on Tuesday with an injured finger. Joyce is rebuilding after a punishing summer loss to Derek Chisora and could have cherry-picked an easier opponent. But the respected Croatian, who won 4 of the early June rounds against Daniel Dubois before the Brits overpowered and stopped him in the 8th, has got the gig. A source close to our 2016 Olympic silver winner told us, "It's gutting for Joe. He has trained, as usual, incredibly hard for this, and Dillian was an ideal opponent." If there is one thing British boxing fans know about Joe, is that he will fight anyone and everyone. Joe has no interest in dropping below world level, and choosing Filip Hergovic with an 18-1 record and only loss coming to world champion Dubois proves that once again. The clash is a tasty rematch of a 2013 amateur battle the pair contested at London boxing mecca York Hall, which Joyce won on a split decision. The 6'6" former rugby and diving athlete cannot face another belly flop after back-to-back 2023 Zhilei Zhang losses and the July KO against Chisora. Whyte needed a marquee opponent after losing his last big fight to a failed drug test. The body snatcher had secured a mega money rematch with Anthony Joshua for a sold out O2, but he failed a VADA test, etc, etc, etc. So, if this is true and it's being reported as being a done deal, the journalist's name was not attributed in this article. Oh, I'm sorry, it is. Whyly Downs Jr., the boxing reporter. And this is updated as of today, 4th of March 2025, at 19:17. So what is that? 17 minutes past 7 UK time. And the headline is Joe Joyce to face Filip Hergovic in mouth-watering heavyweight fight after shock Dillian Whyte withdrawal. I don't know if that is fact or confirmed. You know what I know. I've just read it in the British newspaper. There's nothing on BoxRec. I've not seen anything else reported. I saw that well-known YouTuber G-Man was saying something similar, and I believe he may have quoted another British paper as well, possibly the Daily Express. So let's, with the appropriate amount of salt, let's just game this out. As you know, I worry about Joe Joyce's continued career, but if he's determined to carry on, then we wish him all the best, right? Filip Hergovic, I would have thought would be a very strong favourite going into this fight, given what we know. Now, had this fight occurred in, let's say, for argument's sake, prior to Zhilei Zhang number 1, I would have said, ooh, this is a tasty fight, a 50-50 fight. I might have actually favoured Joe Joyce. But now, given that Joyce's losses against Zhilei Zhang appear to have really set his career back, and the somewhat surprising loss against Derek Chisora, though that has aged well since Chisora went on to beat Otto Wallin. I would have thought that Filip Hergovic would be really rather strongly favoured to beat Joe Joyce. I think, to be perfectly honest, Filip Hergovic did very well at the outset against Daniel Dubois, far better than Anthony Joshua did, as we know. I think he fought the wrong fight, to be perfectly honest. What do I know? I think Filip Hergovic underestimated Daniel Dubois and thought he would be able to dominate Daniel Dubois like they had when, they previously sparred, and etc. And, he came into that fight a little bit lackadaisical, to be perfectly honest. And I thought that he thought this is going to be straightforward. And he certainly was landing right hands at will, which Dubois was eating like they were sandwiches. And of course, as the fight progressed, Hergovic ran out of gas and also had cuts over his eyes and succumbed to Daniel's, power and suffered a TKO. And then he was radio silence. I don't scour social media. I'm not a big user of Instagram or X or the other platforms. But, I do my best to try and sort of stay abreast of what's happening. And Filip Hergovic was, cone of silence. So, this will be an interesting return to big-time boxing. I would think that Filip Hergovic would be favourite. I would expect Filip Hergovic to win on points. I don't know if he's not such a big hitter as Zhang or Bacoli or Dubois. It really depends, I suppose, on what punch resistance Joe Joyce has got. I would imagine a points win for Hergovic. And I'm not thinking that Joe has got enough, fleetness of foot to be able to sort of dance rings around Hergovic. Of course, if he hits Hergovic, Hergovic's got a strong chin. Like, he took a lot of punishment from Dubois before he eventually just was gassed out and bled out. I suppose it's possible that Joe could stop Hergovic. I would think Hergovic would stop Joe on points. Anyhow, it's a little bit speculative at the moment because, the source of my my authority, if you like, is the Sun Sport Boxing Willy Downs Jr. I honestly don't know how credible a source this is. I'm not saying it isn't. All I'm saying is, I just don't know. I don't know. Many of you watching would have a better view of the credibility, I suppose, of the Sun newspaper than I would here in Canada. The last time I was looking at the Sun, they used to have page 3 girls. I understand that doesn't happen anymore. Sad, disappointing. It was a highlight of my teenage years to be able to look at page 3 girls. Anyhow, there we go. Yet again, a sign of a misspent youth, I suppose. Okay, take it for what it's worth. What do you think? Filip Hergovic, Joe Joyce? Certainly an upgrade as far as I'm concerned. If you want to look at a headliner, I mean, I'd much rather see Filip Hergovic than Dillian Whyte, though Dillian Whyte is very entertaining. Anyhow, please let me know what you think. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Have a fantastic day. Cheers. Bye-bye.